What's going on, addressees? Welcome to the H&R TV, the official YouTube channel for the hottest new revolution, culture, and movement. Hold on. That's to live your life and love the life you live, regardless of who you piss off in the process, culture, and movement. And in this video, I want to speak on. I feel like I'm starting to get sorta the gist and understanding of my assignment and what it is that God is calling me to do. What's the saying? Um, at such a time as this, I think I'm starting to understand, y'all, what God is calling me to do at such a time as this. All right. And if you look in the Bible, like kings that God has promoted in the different stories, like David, King David, Joseph, um, that's basically Job. Like, it's basically like if you go through the different stories of the Bible, it's like God um, found these people polluted in their own blood, quoting the Bible, polluted in their own blood, just and like, or some folks was even up, like doing amazing. Job was doing amazing in life, but God take them. God enters their life and takes them through a journey, through a wilderness, through a dry season. Um, they get betrayed. They get mocked. They get like just a heavy weight placed on them. They have to defeat Goliath, David and Goliath. They have to defeat different battles, break generational curses, break different chains that had them tied to sin, and a bunch of different things like that take place in this journey and like in their wilderness period, in their hidden season, um, before God elevates them to king or like a royal position or whatever the case may be. And like before, I don't know, I guess you could say that's similar to my story, like in certain ways. And the challenge that I've been having to like reconcile my life with like different stories and like different tales like and stuff like that of the Bible is like just thinking logically and thinking practically. Like I entered this whole situation by trying to start a business. So this kind of like it was a business deal like for me. I was trying to get my business off the ground and then come to find out that this world is very heavily spiritual more than it is physical. Starting a business, selling my product to customers, that's dealing with the natural world. But business is very much spiritual as well, like in many ways that I won't really get into in this particular video because I'm here to talk about something else. Um, and as I'm beginning to get a better understanding, as I'm listening more and being more receptive to what like spirit is trying to like speak to me and what God is trying to say to me. Um, and it's basically right now at this time, God is wanting me to raise awareness about the times that we're in and what his will is moving forward to usher in or to bring in the new world order, right? Um, and a part of that, a big part of that is shedding light and educating and teaching the people who may not have the access that I have in the spirit realm, like Illuminati shit, who may not have the access and understanding about what goes on in that organization and um, how this world is set up, because it's a global thing, this Illuminati shit. And I want to clarify that I'm not actually in the Illuminati. I think some people may be like like I'm the invitation was extended, absolutely. And but like when I say like I'm not, they haven't brought me fully in to know everything that's really like going on, like and what goes on behind the scenes. I don't have all the answers. Is because I'm not in the Illuminati. But the invitation was extended, and I'm at like this is a whole initiation ritualistic initiation process. But it's not just like some um like isolated thing that I'm going through. Like this is actually of like it's this is what's happening. It affects the real world. Like this organization is not in a bubble, just somewhere that I'm auditioning to get into. No, like this organization shapes the world, and my invitation and my entry into this organization would reshape the world. And you get what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of forces, evil forces in the spiritual realms and high places that are trying to prevent that. And that's where you're seeing all of this stuff play out in the real world, in the natural world, with these wars kicking off and a lot of this stuff going on in the United States, with President Trump and I'm gonna use the words of John Ossoff, the Mar-a-Lago Mafia, his gang of cabinet and administration members are doing everything that they can to not only prevent my company, address me from becoming one of the global top 10 tech companies in the world, because they don't want a black man having that type of influence and power. Um, but they don't also they don't want me having political power, like because so much power um, is assigned to come to me on the other side of this, what I'm in of this ritualistic initiation. One I'm not in, but from the outside, like just me locking in with God and doing my walk and living out and successfully accomplishing my uh, ritualistic initiation, it has people on the other side that are already in nervous and trying to do whatever they can do to try to stop my rise and my ascent and my entry. But I'm from the outside dismantling like the Illuminati, the structure of how they have had it set up with um, whites, basically the white supremacists. Not all whites. So many whites are like white people. When I say whites, white people are like cool as hell, but it's like the evil ones, the evil powers in the high realms who have had a stronghold, I guess you could say. Um, the billionaires and the super rich, wealthy folks that are greedy and want to hold on to power and want to keep sucking the the regular citizens of the United States and around the world dry, sucking folks bone dry. And it's like Robin Hood in reverse. They stealing from the poor and giving to the rich. And they don't want that to stop, folks. And my entry into the organization is going to halt all of that, just from the spiritual rank that I'm at and the level that I'm at and the influence and the power that I would wield. So that's when and it's almost, it sounds cocky to say, or it sounds arrogant to say, or it sounds hard to believe when I say that a lot of this stuff that y'all see playing out right now in the United States government, and like the picking up and um the re the reemergence of white supremacists and all of these acts, these um like these things, like these events, these different weird ass events that y'all keep seeing popping up, like the white supremacists protesting on the train, um, and like it's been a real big like resurgence. That's the word, resurgence of white supremacists. Like they're getting emboldened. Um, just white people, white racists, just around the country and around the world. It's not like I said. This is not just in a bubble. Like white supremacy all over the world is going to. Um, this is a new world order, and white supremacy all over the world is going to lose power with my entrance into this organization. Um, and again, I believe God is calling me right now to, in this time, to just educate people and let folks know what's going on. I don't know why he chose me, um, but that's typical with stories in the Bible. People that God chooses don't know why. It's almost like known that God chooses the least of these. That's a quote from the Bible. He chooses the least of these, and elevates them like to positions like folks that were typically like probably ostracized in life. Nobody really paid much attention to them. Nobody, like everybody underestimated them. Nobody, like these are the folks that God likes to. I guess these are, I don't know, the folks who carry the most heart. They carry the most um, uh, resilience and the strongest spirits, like to be able to survive and overcome different like just oppressive circumstances. And to I don't know, so I don't know why God does and chooses who He chooses. All I know is I'm chosen. He chose me for this role, and I live to please God. So whatever it is that God calls me to do, whatever I have to do, I say this in prayer all the time. Lord, whatever I have to do, let your will be done. Um, and so right now, like I said, um, in my role as king, as emperor, um, before I hold my office, I'm tasked with building a village, with educating the masses, with educating the folks, to bringing people attention to with bringing to the attention of people in the masses what is going on behind the scenes in the spirit realms, in the Illuminati, in the white supremacist agenda to try to hold on to power, and in what is happening currently in today's day and age at such a time as this. Um, again, I guess white people are, well, I'm not saying, let me say, I was gonna say I guess white people are listening to me, but it's clear like when you see these different cases popping up, unfortunate cases, man, shout out to the families of Nolan Wells and Carmelo Anthony, and there was another young man. What to the families of the folks killed by ICE. I don't even. There was a recent one in Texas. Lorenzo. Uh, just all of this, like it's another young black man who died back in April. Like it's all of this is a symptom of the bigger problem, which is the reemergence and the resurgence of white supremacist ideals and white Christianity. They're trying to justify what's going on and killing people and illegally detaining people and all of the nonsense that's the wars going on. Like their way of justifying this is basically to try uh, to assert that America is a, a Christian nationalist country when that's not the case. When from the beginning of this country, um, it was the separation of church and state was law. It's it's always been a, why are my words not coming to me right now? It's like I know what I want to say, but I don't have the right words, and it's only because this damn camera's on. Normally, like, but it's been a active thing, like something that's been um anyway, yeah. There's always been the separation of church and state, but now they're trying to combine the two and make it so appear as though America is a Christian nation, and they're trying to get Christian ideals overtaken in the schools and just, yeah. And that's not the way that America was set up. That's not the way that it's supposed to be, and that's not the way that it's going to be. That's not the way that the new world. That's not the direction that the new world order is taking. This is the direction that the old world is trying to force upon the will of this nation in order to hang on to power, and justify it by saying that this is God's will. And no, no, it's not God's will. And the last thing that I want to say, um, because again, I'm not, and I'll admit it, that I'm not a huge, I'm not the guy who can quote the Bible word for word and scripture for scripture. And um, yeah, I don't know. That's just not the way that my mind works, or whatever the case may be. But there are a lot of Christians who believe that if you aren't able to quote the Bible, or if you aren't able to call these scriptures out at a moment's notice, then you're not a real Christian, or you don't deserve rank in like Christianity, or whatever the case may be. When I don't agree with that, and I tell you why. Um, and this is what God put in my spirit. So again, I'm saved, I'm sanctified, I'm anointed, I'm appointed. I walk in the fullness of my purpose, power, and authority, and everything that God puts in my passion, what passions He puts in my heart and in my spirit, um, is as long as I'm seeking His will and I'm doing this in the purpose, power, and authority that He instilled within me, then I'm moved by spirit, and it's fair game, folks. Anyway, but to be able to call, okay, so let's say if the world was a business or an organization, um, then the Bible or whatever um, book that you follow, whether it's the Quran, whether it's like whatever, but in Christianity, I'm a Christian, so let's say, well, I'm speaking from my experience, all right? Let's say the Bible was the policy manual. The Bible is the policy manual to life, and um, oh, that's what I was gonna say too. America was never meant to be a Christian nation, and the Christian ideals that they're trying to steal are white Christian nationalist ideals. They're not even regular Christian ideals. It's religion. It's not spirituality. It's control. It's not relationship with God. Um, Religion is about control, and these folks don't want to let go of control. So now they're trying to change the guise of control into, okay, well, we'll make America a white Christian nationalist company, country, and that's no. Anyway, so let's say this was a company, a organization, and the Bible was the policy manual. Okay, the folks who teach and preach and who can go into those scriptures and like call them out at a moment's notice, and these people are needed, absolutely. But if the World War Organization, they would be like HR. They know the policy manual, they know it in and out, they can tell you, they can call you out on it, whatever the case may be. You got folks who work in HR, who handle the policy manual, who do the teaching, who do the training, and then you have people who go out into the world and do the work. And I'm one of those people who God has assigned to go out into the world and do the work. Yes, it's important for you to know the policy manual, to know the do's and the don'ts, and how to move and how to, uh, uh, how to move and how to be Christ-like and to call on God and be in relationship with God. All of that is a part of what you learn in the wilderness on your ritualistic initiation or your journey or whatever the case may be. Um, while you're preparing for the role that God has prepared and anointed and appointed for you, the purpose that He has created you for. Um, so yeah, and I'm there. I'm good. Like me and God, we locked in. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know these each and every day. Like I said, I'm attuning my ear to the Spirit and hearing what it is. And every day I'm seeking Him. Uh, and I'm locked in covenant with God like this. So whether I can get out here and call out different scriptures and run down the entire Bible, then like that's not that's not a prerequisite for spiritual rank. And shout out to people who can do that, who their purpose is to know that stuff and to do those things and to be able to like call out and lay hands on the masses and pray for people and things of that nature. Amazing, amazing. And that's what your purpose to do. So as long as you are doing that in excellent fashion, great. But at the same time, there are people who go out here and have different purposes and who hold different roles, um, and anointings and gifts and skills and abilities that God uh, ordained and appointed for them to do and to live out. All right, so yeah. Um, is that pretty much it? Oh yeah. Last thing, when you hear the racist white politicians, um, speaking about canceling woke culture, woke, everybody's so woke now, woke. Basically, they're upset with me about speaking about the Illuminati and waking people up to what goes on in this world and how things are ran and how I'm systemically and strategically dismantling the entire organization from the outside before they even let me in, and how everybody's so afraid to let me in because of the power and the influence that I'm going to wield once I get in there and we really start ushering in this new world order. And it starts, folks, with voting, and this is why voting is so important. So I'm gonna put a link to the last video that I posted about voting Democrat in November and which Democrats to vote for, and well, not which Democrats to vote for, which Democrats that I endorse, that I'm going to vote for, and that I would suggest or recommend that somebody vote for. But anyway, that's what an endorsement is anyway. But yeah, and you don't have to. It's a long video talking about different districts, different people running in different districts. And I found out that to find your district, you can go to vote.org, go to your polling locator, your location place, and then you can type in your first initial, last name, birthday, and something else. And like this is completely separate from any law enforcement organization. So nobody's gonna run your name. It's just for it once you go there to register. You can go there and find your polling place, and then you have to actually click on the voter card or the voter something. It's like some a link that you got to click on. And I'm gonna make another video, um, kind of giving better instructions on how to do this, but it's something that you, because it's not going to show you initially what district you're in. You got to click on that card, and it has like the different districts for like the Senate district, the U.S. Representative district, the local district, and stuff like that. So we learning together, folks. We learning together. I'm gonna get y'all right, because voting is so important, and voting in these November elections coming up is super, 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 like the most important thing that we probably gonna do, that we probably can do in this generation, in this lifetime. Right now, it's going to set us up for us to be able to bring in the new world order and to um, reestablish God's will, His intended will for all of His children in the United States and around the world. So I need y'all. I'm calling on y'all. Let's come together. Let's make this happen. Black, white, Asian, Indian, Hispanic, gay, straight, fluid, um, uh, uh, damn it, Palestinian, Israeli, everybody, African, American, Asian. I'll just say Asian. Anyway, y'all get the gist, man. Everybody from every demographic, every background, like the human race, the human race. We are all in this together. This is all of our world to share, to behold, to grow, to thrive, to experience, to love, to enjoy, to protect. It's all of ours together. And the powers that and the forces that be right now that are so against people waking up to our power and to waking up that the world belongs to all of us. This is what they're fighting when they try to fight woke culture. And they can't stop this. And let's wake up and let's get it done. God is calling on all of His children from every background to come together as the human race and usher in this new world order. And I need y'all to do it. All right. I love you. Yeah, be safe today. Stay out the way. Take everything one step at a time, one day at a time. Focus on finding yourself and finding your purpose. I love you, King V, H&R.